Okay, it's Saturday morning. We've gone ahead and pulled the motor out of the car. We've also pulled the front suspension off the car and getting this thing, the engine bay, ready for paint. And I know some painters out there on YouTube are watching these videos and also on auto body forums. So I'm going to kind of tell you what the plan is, and if you guys could critique this and provide any comments and just let me know if this is the right way to do it or not. I'd appreciate that. This is definitely the first car I've ever painted. So, and because of that, we want to start, painting some things to get, some experience. We've painted test panels, we've painted a door skin, and things like that to try to get a feel for it. So, we're going to do the engine bay first and get this all body worked. We got a few more holes that we need to fill in, and then body work all that, and then come back and prime and seal and paint, block sand, of course. And then we're going to put the engine back in the car and then align all of our body panels back up again, get them all lined up perfectly, and then we'll do our final block sanding of primer and fill in any low areas and little finishing putty, that kind of thing. And once we do that, we'll paint the jams so that we get yet more experience, and then lastly, we will do the paint the rest of the car. So let me know if anybody sees any issues with the order of that and having the engine back in the car to paint the rest of it, because all these parts laying around, we really want to get them back in the car and out of the way so we have as much room in the in here as we can to put up a temporary paint booth and have enough room to get around the car and work good and not be constrained or confined. So we'll keep you posted on the body work and progress of this engine bay over the next few days as we get it prepped for paint. All right, well, we've continued to make a little progress here and just filling up, making a few patches and filling in a few random holes that are not going to be used. So just got those welded in. You can see the square patch on the left and the one on the right. I don't know what those were for, what originally passed through there, but we no longer need them. And there were just a few small round holes that we plug welded as well with a little backing plate on the back. So we'll go ahead and grind these down and get them ready for some filler. All right, well, we've got all of our holes welded up, ground down, and got the first course of body filler on. And this is not going to be a show car, and we're not looking to get this firewall, perfectly smooth. Just a little bit of body filler to smooth out some of the unevenness where we welded up the patches, and just kind of get a general smoothness. For the most part, you want to be able to see this back here because with the engine in the car and all the turbo stuff and all that, it's almost not even visible. So we're just using a little bit of Quantum one coat over all the seams, and we'll sand it down and put some primer on it, feather it out. Hopefully the Quantum 1 is not going to be a problem. The back side of all this we have great access to, and we've really seam sealed it up good. Every seam, every weld spot will get a good sealing up with a seam sealer, and then this seam down here that goes all the way across and over to there where we welded that up, where we put toe boards in, we'll just use some self-leveling seam sealer down that low on the inside and on the outside here in the engine bay, and call it good there. So anyway, hopefully Matt will get out here soon. We can get this transmission yanked out of here and do some seam sealing down underneath on the floor pans down there, and work our way on to the edges, doing a little bit of block sanding, and hopefully get this thing ready for one more coat of primer, block that out with some 600 wet, and then sealer and base coat, clear coat. All right, well, we've had to put quite a bit of filler on this thing, and probably did more than we should, but it's getting there. Just need to do some more sanding and maybe just a couple little low places here and there. We'll have it ready for some primer and maybe ready for paint in a couple of days. So we'll see how it goes. Matt, he's been out here working, continuing to do seam sealer work on the back sides of all the repairs we made to the firewall, and the toe boards that we put in, and lots of seams on here that we've butt welded in and that need sealer on them. So he's been working hard today. He's doing a little cleanup right now, and as you can see, it's quite dirty. And so we won't make him talk today. He's listening to some music there. But anyway, he's been working pretty good today. So there it is. We'll show you more tomorrow. We're going to wrap it up for today.